Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. I made my way into this amazing flower bed. It's actually made for the insects, and I wanted to share this lushness and beauty with you because all the ground layers came into being in just 2 years. And I just want to talk a little bit about what I did so that maybe you could be inspired by this success of growing amazing insect plants and other loveliness, also some food for humans. Of course, the trees have been here for a while. As you can see, lots of apple here. And this peach tree I planted about 2 years ago, and as maybe you can't see it from where my husband is standing with the camera, but about 50 peaches on this small tree, which is just showing how everything is thriving in this space. So I think I'm going to try to make my way out of the bed without stepping on too many of these loveliness flowers here, and then I will tell you a little bit about what I did to create this space. Bear with me. We just had about 10 millimeters of rain, which was very needed. So now everything is just enjoying itself. And so this garden space is not the food forest, but it's right beside the food forest, and it's actually fenced in because I made a living fence with all the branches that I cut off from the lilacs. And usually we don't get any deer in here. My project with this space was actually removing the grass or making sure that the trees were not struggling growing in grass. And then I also wanted to create this side of the garden is like for insects. Of course there are crops for us because we share some crops with the insects, but mainly insect plants, flowers, herbs, all those lovely things, lots of fruit trees and stuff like that. As you can see right now, the foxgloves are just glorious. All the different kinds of sages and herbs are coming out now, and the geraniums and the silene and the poppies that have been battered a little bit by the rain, but that's fine. They still look amazing. So what I did in here was actually hauling in about 25 tons of horse manure and compost, and wool from 40 sheep that I put on top of that. First horse manure, then compost, and then wool. And then I planted, and I have been seeding also lots of plants, lots of flowers and lots of edibles. And as you can see, everything is looking super healthy and lush. What I also did, and I think that's partly why this space has sort of exploded with fertility, is because I charged a lot of biochar with my worm castings for about 10 days, and I've been sprinkling that all over the garden beds. And I see that things that don't usually self-seed has been self-seeding. So this was supposed to be just for my annuals, all of our vegetables, but right now it's just full of self-seeded loveliness, and I can't make myself pull it out. So I think I'm just gonna allow a lot of flowering to happen, and then I will pull up some of the flowers once they've done flowering, and then I will fill up the spaces with some of the kale plants that lots of different varieties that we always grow, and they should be fine starting out a bit later since we are harvesting in winter and we are also harvesting next spring. So that's really not a problem. I can give them a month later start. That should be okay. But I'm seeing, for instance, that the dahlias that I have that we use in salads have been self-seeding, and I've never seen that before. Lots of explosive cucumbers, they are everywhere, they shouldn't be here. Lots of tomato plants, lots of flowers, and lots of edible chrysanthemum, and lots of dill, a thing that never wants to grow in the garden, is super happy in here. So I've got a whole space with these edible chrysanthemum, and the dill is lovely right now. I'm allowing all of this, and then once it's done flowering, I will pull out most of the poppies and some of these things, and then I will fill in the spaces with kale. That should be fine. But I also want to show you another amazing thing. It's a newcomer in the garden, and I think these are totally wild and crazy and powerful. It's a cotton thistle, and I did not know it would grow to be this enormous, so I probably wouldn't have put 3 thistles in. It's like the entrance to this part of the vegetable patch, so it's a little difficult to get in there. And they are really mean. They are beautiful, but they're also really mean. I've got these. I'm trying to introduce these large thistles into the garden, the cardoon, and actually also maybe it's the same family as the artichoke. But I'm introducing these because I want a specific bird that I think is amazingly beautiful, and that's a stillits, and they really love eating the seeds from thistles like this. And we do have them in the garden, so I'm trying to keep them. And this is part of the project. I've also got myself a pair of welding gloves, because when I need to reduce these and handle them, I think these welding gloves will come in really handy, because this is a nasty but beautiful and powerful plant. So I think it's amazing that all this beauty and growth can come into being in just 2 years' time. I did not shade out the grass. I just put a thick layer of horse manure and compost and wool and biochar on top, and this is what you get. I'm pleased, and we get lots of food from this space, even though it's been overtaken by things I did not plan. It's still lovely, and I enjoy coming in here and work so much. So thanks for watching, and see you later.